In the grand tapestry of human history, war has been an omnipresent thread, woven in varied patterns across the ages. From ancient battlegrounds to the modern realms of warfare, the question of whether war can ever be morally justified has long been debated by scholars, philosophers, and leaders alike. Today, we delve into this complex and contentious topic, exploring the nuanced fabric of morality in the context of war. When pondering the morality of war, one is immediately drawn to the concept of the just war theory. This doctrine, rooted in both philosophical and religious traditions, seeks to provide a framework for evaluating the ethical grounds for war. At its core, the just war theory comprises two primary components: jus ad bellum, which refers to the right to go to war, and jus in bello, the right conduct within war. These principles aim to constrain the chaos of conflict, ensuring wars are waged for the right reasons and carried out in morally acceptable ways. To be morally justified, proponents argue that a war must satisfy several criteria. First, it must be waged by a legitimate authority such as a recognized government or ruler. Second, there must be a just cause. Typically, this involves self-defense against an aggressor or rectifying a grave injustice. Third, the intent behind the war must be righteous, aiming towards establishing peace or justice, rather than mere conquest or revenge. Fourth, war should be the last resort, pursued only when all other avenues for resolution have been thoroughly exhausted. And finally, there must be a reasonable chance of success, with the anticipated benefits of war outweighing the potential harms. Despite these criteria, the moral justification of war remains a deeply divisive subject. Critics argue that the very nature of war, with its inherent violence and destruction, cannot be reconciled with moral principles. They contend that the suffering inflicted upon innocents, often euphemistically termed as collateral damage, poses an insurmountable moral quandary. Furthermore, the complexities of modern warfare, with its blurred lines between combatants and civilians, and the advent of advanced weaponry, challenge the very foundations of the just war theory. On the other hand, some argue that war, while tragic, can be a necessary evil. History is replete with instances where wars have led to the downfall of tyrannies, the liberation of oppressed peoples, and the establishment of more just societies. The defeat of Nazi Germany in World War II, for instance, is often cited as a morally justified war that, despite its horrors, ultimately led to a more stable and peaceful world order. Yet, the moral evaluation of war extends beyond its justifications. The conduct within war is equally scrutinized under the lens of morality. The principle of proportionality, for example, dictates that the use of force must be proportional to the military objective sought. Similarly, the principle of distinction mandates that combatants must distinguish between military targets and non-combatants, taking all feasible precautions to avoid harming the latter. The aftermath of war brings its own set of moral questions. How should the victors treat the vanquished? What responsibilities do nations have in rebuilding war-torn societies and ensuring lasting peace? These questions underscore the enduring moral complexities that extend far beyond the battlefield. In conclusion, the question of whether war can ever be morally justified is not one with simple answers. It sits at the intersection of ethics, politics, and human nature, requiring careful consideration of each conflict's unique circumstances. While the just war theory offers a framework for navigating the moral landscape of war, it ultimately leaves us with more questions than answers. As we continue to grapple with these age-old dilemmas, one thing remains clear: the pursuit of peace, justice, and the alleviation of human suffering must always be at the heart of any discourse on war. Thank you for watching. If you found this video thought-provoking, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content that delves into the pressing questions of our time.